And then for the factory connection, we should be able to go like that. All right, good. All right, that takes care of the warehouse. From there, we're going to be using a lot of forklifts. Okay? It's going to be like a forklift heavy place here. So there's a lot of those going around. So because of that, we need to create enough rooms to where we can get like storages for various different resources. And also, so like, let's take a look at this, right? So chemicals, we need gravel. That's just being brought in by a truck. No big deal. We need crops. I'm going to bring that in with a truck too. I'm going to tap into this source and bring it in with a truck, right? That's what that road's for anyway. We might as well use it. Okay. So truck, that's being brought in. Water, feeding in with a tube. Oil, feeding it in with a tube. Wood, taking it from a truck from a completely separate wood sawmill source. Although we don't really need to because we don't really use a whole lot of boards. So we could just rob it directly from this building. Not a big deal. So a lot of trucks here, right, are going to be bringing resources in. But the chemicals themselves, we can haul them out of here with forklifts bringing it into here. So in summary, chemicals are on the outside, forklifts in the inside. We don't need to bring anything into the inside. So the outside is where all the trucks are going to be. So chemical plants. I'm thinking we put one. I got to leave enough space, remember, because we got to route the pipes and everything. So I'm thinking we put this. One could be here. We can flip this, mirror it, I mean, and have another one. See how I'm like trying to line the pipes up? Right about like this, right? Then another one could be on this side. I got to watch it. I wanted 4 of these, and I might be spacing them out a little too much to get 4 in here. I think I am. I got to be a little bit tighter here, I guess. All right. I might have to rearrange these a couple of times to get it right, and I may actually have to... I may actually find value in being angled here. As long as the road can get... The road's got to connect, so... Yeah, angled probably isn't an option here. Try here. Mirror this. Got to go a little bit tighter here. As long as I'm not in the way of the pipes. Feeding oil in. Do I just do this with a truck too? Just have trucks doing this? I mean, it's right across the road. Just load it and go, right? Then again, there's only 4 of them, and why use trucks when you can just use a pipe? It's free. Yeah, I think that's probably better. All right, let's try it this way then. Normally, this is the part where I say, hey, I'm going to have to redo this. I'll be right back. But guys, I mean, this is the game, right? People design things. This is what the game is all about. So, I mean, I don't know what you're expecting. Like, I guess I could just pause it and show you what I did. But some people enjoy seeing the process. Some people enjoy seeing, you know, how did he come to this conclusion? How did he get to the point where he's, you know, gets what he wants here? And for those people, I like to oblige every once in a while. So we're going to do 2 chemical plants like that. And then I could do another 2 right here. I like this. This is good. This will be really good for me. We'll do... yeah, on this side. We'll do 1 right here. And then we'll flip it over and do another one right here. Now, I do need to... Yeah, the factory connections are on the wrong side now, though. All right, well, here's the thing, though, right? The oil pipes, they can go underground, so I don't need them facing this way. It just means longer oil. It just means longer oil pipes, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the factory connections have to line up. We don't want to block that high voltage connection there either, so let's make sure we're not blocking that. I might have been blocking it last time. Let's try this right. God, that's close. Isn't that getting close? It's getting really close. All right, how about right? Maybe I get the high voltage out first. Right? Maybe we like take it out of here first. So like maybe we'll say like give me a 10 megawatt. What's the in? The in is a 10. Right? So instead of, you know, maybe we take like a, this looks like an 8 is what's coming out of this side. So maybe we just grab a 4 and I just put it right here or something. I don't know where this needs to go. It just needs to get out of the way. Yeah, we could put it like right here or something. And it doesn't really go very many places because things are already in the way. The hope is I can just get it out later. It's going to have to be here. Wow, all the way over here? Damn. Oh, you'll go this way too. That's not bad. It's just about which direction I need to go with it, and I'm not sure. We'll do this for now. I may take this high voltage. I may take it that way to help out with the meat. So if I did that, then I'd want to... That's not going to work either. It's trapped. Okay. Well, we'll take it all the way like this then. Gonna maybe get in the way, but the whole point was to make sure I could get it out, so... Yeah, we'll go like that with it. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I don't have to worry about blocking it. So if it lets me place it, we're good. So let's take the chemical plant, and we will place this as close to this as we can. Yikes. That's not very close. Not as close as I wanted. And then right here should be okay, theoretically. Yep, I can get that out. Perfect. All right, that's all I need is to make sure I can get that out. Okay, and then we talk about the cargo ramps here, or the cargo areas here. So we want this to happen. So close. Hang on. I accidentally clicked, but it might work. Nope. I want these three to connect like that. Okay. That's good. And then we're going to take care of this and go in and do one more on this side like this. There we go. And then the one thing I have to keep in mind or keep track of. Oh, I actually don't need that to connect at all. Yeah, I don't need that to connect at all. All I need is for that to connect. I can do this. No big deal. We're good. So I'm designing this right along with you guys. It's not like I've got the perfect design already in my head or anything. I'm doing this right along with you guys. You couldn't tell. Sometimes you guys can tell. We'll go about like... I think all the way over is better, right? We'll do two. We'll do one here. And then one here. And connect it like that. The more nodes we have, the easier it's going to be to connect everything we care about. We need forklifts. Can I put this right here? Pretty please. Pretty please. Aw. That's no fun. Right there, yeah. And then angle it. Perfect. And maybe flip it so the road's on the other side so I can avoid the power. Oh, that's exactly what I'm looking for. You read my mind, game. There you go. That's forklifts in. Perfect. We'll have another set of forklifts over here because they're probably going to have to move things around a little bit more. So 4 forklifts may not be enough. So that gives us our chemical facilities. And they should all be connected with roads fairly easily by going like this and then in from this side like so. There we go. Okay. That's it. And then there's the warehouse. So all the chemicals get brought into the warehouse. Now, explosives. Explosives factory sounds fun, doesn't it? So this is a big building. It needs chemicals. So it needs to be hooked up to the forklifts because the forklifts can also take the chemicals out of here and bring them into the explosives factory. Then it also needs gravel and wood. We already have trucks that are going to be doing that. Same resources. That's why they're all in there together. And look at that. It's almost like it was meant to be. I'm digging that a lot, actually. This seems perfect to me. We're going to do this. We're going to do this right here. Then give me that connection plus this connection plus this connection. Now, the reason for that, we want a shortcut so forklifts can bring it from these factories in. We also going to give it the option to bring it from this side if it wants to. We need the forklifts to be able to access the warehouse. And this direct connection is there so that the explosives can immediately go directly into this warehouse. All right? So we don't have to have the forklifts bringing the explosives either. So there we go. We have all the things in exactly the way we need. I don't know if you guys doubted me on whether or not we could get all this stuff in this little area, but we can. In fact, if I space this out differently, I might even be able to get a 5th chemical factory in here, which would be kind of cool. I'm going to try that. I might be able to get a 5th one in here. So real quick, let's go over and get the chemical plant. And if I space this correctly, which could just be on this side, that's actually fine. We could do it right about here. Should be good. Then we go in and get the chemicals. No, we want this to be lined up like this. So right there, tightly as we can go. There we go. You're connected there and there. And fit the explosives factory right here, and we're good to go. Explosives factory needs to go in. Ooh, you're not going to let me, are you? Oh, don't be that way. Be nice. Okay, we might be able to cheat just a little bit. If I go flip the road over. I'm not going to be able to cheat this. I thought I had enough room for that factory. We're so close. Obviously, if I get rid of the... If I move this... If I move the pump jack, then yeah, but I want the pump jack to stay where it is. We might be able to make this a little bit tighter. But the explosives factory is more important. So, I mean, that is what we need after all. So, we will go flip this over and put this back where it was. Should be able to fit here like you were before. Oh, you were over here before. That's why you fit before. Yeah, okay. Move you this way as much as we can. Right there. Then factory connect. Let's put you here. No. Yeah, how much back and forth you can do in this game? It gets nuts. Okay, so I've been messing around with placements and buildings here way too much. I've cut a whole bunch out. This is too much for even me to show you. I'm sorry. But I've discovered a problem, and it's going to basically make me have to start almost all over again. So it's fine. I've managed to get 5 of the chemical plants in, which is great, and the explosives factory and everything. But I couldn't get the factory connections going through here, and it's because as I've been placing buildings, tearing them down, placing buildings, tearing them down, as I've been doing that, it's been altering the terrain. And so the terrain ends up not being level anymore. It was never really level. It had different elevations. And so as I place a building here and it tries to like flatten it for everything, it ends up being pretty rough. And I've actually lowered the terrain enough to where the underground pipe is showing, which isn't great. So I've got this prompted to be deleted, which is going to solve a whole bunch of issues, I think. You can see how it's kind of up here and then it goes down anyway. So I'm actually going to just take and delete this pipe all the way to the source. I'm going to be fine with that. In the meantime, we are going to... I think what I really want to do here, right? I don't want it to be staggered like this and slanted like this. What I really wanted was for the explosives factory to be right at the heart of this whole operation. I wanted it to be right in the center. And I just can't seem to do that with the way the terrain is. So, to get around that problem, like I said, I'm going to have to start all over. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate these buildings on the sides over here. And based on the terrain, I'm going to need to raise it. And these look like they're all at the same height so far. So what's going to end up happening here is when this pipe is all gone, I'm going to raise the terrain and level it out with these things because I think that's just going to be needed. So all of these things we're going to level it out to. So let's just get rid of this road and stuff. We don't need these in here either. There we go. And we should be able to get to this, the demolition offices and stuff should be able to do that just fine. Okay, I want to come on over here, right? We have this deleted up to this point, and I would like to go even further with this. This is basically going to be the most organized, disorganized episode ever, because we're going to be basically tearing everything down, all right? A lot of the things need to be torn down, unfortunately. So one thing I'm going to tear down is this. I want this out of the way. I know it's going to be a burden for me. I'm going to remove it all the way up to, I think, this point at least. Get this wire out of the way. And then we're going to take the railway back all the way to... I think we'll take it all the way back to the road here. Well, that's a little bit far. We don't need to go that far. Let's go to here. Yeah. We're going to take it all the way back to this point. All right, so all of this is now going to get removed as well. All right, so whoops. Whoa, escape. We are going to, yeah, just that. I don't need this removed either. I mean, I could, but I don't need it. So the trains will come in from this side and they'll remove this. While they're removing this, they'll remove this. Okay? So everything needs to be taken down. Let's make sure that these construction projects, which are not auto-searched anymore, of course, we're going to make sure that you are taking this, and you can't get to this. That's because of the signals. So we're just going to make sure that the signals are in support of you getting to it. There we go. Perfect. And now you should be able to get to this rail. Okay. So the trains will take this out. And while we're waiting for that to happen, we'll also have the pipe being taken out, and which is already starting right here. So I will see you guys in a second with this demolish work being done too. And then we're going to be building these buildings while we're at it too. But winter is starting, and we got demolishing to do. See you guys in a second. Okay, so they are getting closer to having this done. There's still a lot of like garbage to remove, and these guys still have to get in there and excavate the whole place. So there's going to be a little bit more time on the pipes. But as you guys saw, the rail construction yard is done with the deconstruction on the rail. So and actually, while they were doing that, you might have seen it in the background, they removed the electrical lines as well. So they're not completely done removing the scrap from this. So the garbage removal is still there, but they're very close to having this done too, which is great. So what I'd like to do now, assuming they get this done while I'm planning it, because I got to imagine that the garbage trucks are very close to having this done. Maybe we'll take this as a high priority, and maybe they will be then. I would like to get this rail to head over this direction. Probably about here should be good. All right, so we're going to go down this way. Instead of cutting over this way immediately, what we're going to do is we're going to curve up from here, right? And it is going to require that that is out of the way. So we're going to have to make it, I mean, I might be able to do it without it out in the way, but I think for the most part, I'm going to want that out of the way. So right about like that, that should be fine. And then we're going to put it to about here, and then it's going to curve over this way. And then up to about here, and then it curves over this way. Need to get it right on that money right there. All right. So this is the new rail. It's not going to cut across here anymore. It's going to S-curve through here. And the reason for that needing to be, let's go in really quick and just make sure that you guys are focusing on these two tracks. Thank you. The reason why I wanted to do that is because I need more room for the gravel. The gravel train needs to be, it's still the same 150 meters. So we're going to go through here. And so you see we have at least like 200 or so until we have to really start making an intersection here. So we have enough room to maybe get to about here before the signals. That's perfect. It means we can get all the way in here to get the gravel and have enough room for a crossing and then get out. Or just have one in and then have a bypass as well, which would be a little bit cheaper to make, but maybe not quite as clean. I would like the opportunity to have 2 trains come in here and load if we could. So, okay. So if this is getting done, still not completely done with it, but I gotta imagine we're getting close. There's got to be a garbage truck coming through here somewhere any minute now, right? Well, anyway, we're gonna have these tracks built in no time. We've got the 2 big EDK 300s, one doing that side, one doing this side. It's gonna be no problem. And let's take a look at the pipe really quick. Is this done yet? Gosh, just a little bit more waste to remove. All right, I'm gonna let it sit here just a little bit longer until that's done. And then I'm gonna design this a little bit more. In fact, maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe I don't have to wait for that. Maybe I could just alter the terrain now. So we want to go height from center. Okay. And what I'm hoping to see here is that I can go from here, yeah, and start raising this up like that. So all of this needs to be level with this if we can. So it's a little slight drop from here, but we end up with, yep, about like that. We're going to bring it all the way out that way. There we go. Yep, at least as far as we can. Not sure why that's not lifting up. I'll have to take a look at that. And this side here might be a little bit of a nuisance, but we're raising the terrain here. So the whole fear of the pipe being exposed now should be gone. Yeah, and we're getting a little bit more on that side, just enough to where I get rid of that little edge. There we go. And bring you all the way around over here. So by this being more level over here now, hoping that's good to go. I think there's like a little segment of fence or a road or something right here. Seems odd. Yeah, a little road. Okay. And then height from center. There we go. So now this is much better for us. And then I want to do a terrain smoothing so that I can still get the road connection, because this is going to be hard to connect a road to. So we'll just go terrain smoothing right against the edge of the road, just so it's more likely we can get a road connection in. Okay, there we go, all along the edge of the road, just like that. Should be able to see this happen now. Yeah, it's green. That's what we want to see. Okay, so that's going to be way easier, I think, to place the things that I wanted to place. So let's go ahead and retry this. I want the chemical plants to be over on this side. Okay, and we're going to put the factory connections facing that way. We want it to be, I think, really close to the road is a good idea. It just gives us extra space to work with, but it doesn't need to be right against it. I think the extra space is a good thing, though. So let's just kind of plan on that for this. So we'll go right about here. There we go. Then we'll invert it so that the pipes are facing the right direction. Yep, like this. And then we're going to go about here with it. Should be good. I do want to get pretty close actually here. So right about there should be all right. And then on this side, I wanted one more, right? So we want to get one more over here. We're going to face it the opposite direction so that the road faces that way. And we should be able to get it in like this. Might be able to, yeah, right about there. What I'm hoping for. I just don't want to block the water input. As long as it doesn't block the water in, we're good. No, it doesn't block it at all. Good. I mean, it's underground, but you never know, okay? So, is the pipe gone? Looks like the pipe's gone. Yeah, the pipe's here. So the pipe now for the liquids here, we want this oil. We're gonna take you down lower, down to like say maybe 10 meters down, right? And you're gonna come all the way over like this at 10 meters down, and then you'll come up like that. That should provide me with enough room to make this work, I hope. So we want this explosives factory right in the heart of it. That's what I'm looking for. Yep, right in the middle. This is so much better. This is exactly where I'm looking for, is to have this right in the middle. Okay, so knowing that I can place this anywhere I want now, let's get our factory connections in. We can have these 2 factory connections up here will work. So we'll connect these 2 up like so. Get rid of this. Bring this factory connection down like this. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't really want it to be quite that low. That's kind of the way it has to be, isn't it? Yeah, okay, fine. We'll make it work. So right about here. Yep, and then delete this. And then we want another factory connection. Come up this way. There we go. Right up against this is good. All right, and then give me the closest factory. I may need to adjust this a little bit. It doesn't have to be like straight in here. I just need it to be in here. So I think this is fine. Maybe can we rotate it, or does that mess up the factory connections? No, I think we're good here. Yep. Right about there is where I wanted it, but it's not cooperating. Can I move it lower? Yes, right there. That seems good. I like this. That's where I want that. And then the final one can just be, I mean, it's not necessary, but I'll do it anyway. Right there. Okay. And then the last connection here is going to be another forklift garage. So we'll just put this right over like so. Yep. Like so. And then we want you to be, this can just be dirt. Doesn't have to be anything special. And then over here, we made it gravel. So fine. We'll make this gravel too, I guess. You can be gravel. Okay. I think that's everything. So let's just make sure that we get our road connections in place. We want to have all this stuff built. Anything that can be reached in here, we want to get that done. Yep, good. We want road connections to everything, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. We're going to get gravel roads in from this side all the way around into here. And we're going to have to go just a little bit further. Ooh. Now let's make sure we're going to go between the... Yep, like that. Okay, and then this goes in like so. Very good. We'll have a gravel road into here and a dirt road into here. Okay, let's get that marked in, and then that gets the road connections for this. For here, we'll do gravel to there. From here, gravel to... Don't you do it. Yep, there. Don't you dare take this away from me. We'll do gravel into here too, but they're already building these buildings, so I kind of want to just let them keep going. And then we already have gravel into that point too. So that takes care of everything. And then construction just continues to happen, right? So the next thing to do over here is we need to get this reconnected to power, or give it a source of power. It was on a 1 point... actually, I think this had a 235 connection direct. So I don't think we're going to be able to provide that this time around. Maybe. I don't know. We could always go this way with it, I suppose. So maybe we come out like that and then go straight across like this. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. Now that it's all out of the way, we can bring it like that across the rail. At least I thought we could. Let's try it this way. Here across the rail. Really? Really? That's interesting. Okay, we'll go further. Can I do that? Yep, okay. Cool, and then meet up with that pole right there. So that's going to get us more power to that one, more capacity for that one. We're going to need another one, because these things will probably pull a lot of juice, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Their power is 25 megawatt hour per day per chemical plant, and there's 5 of them here. And then the explosives factory is going to consume another 3, which isn't such a big deal. But these ones here do suck quite a bit of power. So just to reinforce that, we're going to put another one of these in here somewhere. We could do it right here. That's fine, because it's right where the road connects, right? So right... Wait a minute. Where is this? Okay, so this is the dirt road going back and forth through here. Got it. So we're just going to take this and have this be right like this. And we'll get another power connected in there. All right. So for water connections, remember, this is industrial water. It's the connections, the direct connections into here is industrial water, but we also need drinking water. So there is a drinking water need, and we're going to have that be in here. We're going to try to stick that in about here would be cool if you'll let me do it. It doesn't look like it's going to. Maybe on this side. Will you let me do it here? Oh, well, I might. Yeah, I could probably fit it here and then just make that manually. think I'm going to make that connection manually. So we're going to go about like this with it. Okay. And then we'll just have this little walking path go like... Oh, come on now. You were cooperating earlier. Don't do that. Don't do that. You were cooperating, I swear. Okay. Oh. What did I just do? Didn't delete anything underneath, did I? I gotta stop using that tool. I'm getting paranoid now. All right. Water substation. Try this again. You need to be facing that direction. Yep. That's fine. All right. That gets us a water substation in here, which provides water to all of this. We're going to want a medium pipe into here because there's going to be, like, at any given time, potentially, there's going to be, like, 400 people in here. So I don't know if it really needs a medium pipe for 400 people. Probably doesn't need a medium pipe for 400 people. We have water connections over here, right? One of these is drinking water. The other one is for industrial water. So the industrial water connector, that's this pump right here, and it's bringing in 89% quality water right now. And this is the 99% quality water. So we need to have this be the drinking water source. We're going to grab a small pipe. I think that's probably significant, or sufficient, sorry. And then we're going to bring you this way. Let's maybe just duck you underneath F4 this. Bring you a little bit lower, and we're going to bring this pipe all the way out to that. That's going to provide drinking water for everybody. Yay, drinking water for everybody. For the industrial water, it's a little bit more complicated. This is 99%. So we could have actually provided the drinking water here. I just need to figure out whether or not that's got enough capacity. Not sure how big this water is, but right now you're only bringing it into this and then over. So, I mean, I feel like you're probably capped out because you're already bringing it into this industrial area, plus you're bringing it into the refinery, which has 500 people in it too. You're probably tapped out on that pipe. So I am going to just continue that because I think you're probably over on that. But for the industrial water, this is a bit more complicated. So we have one more tap in for this, and this is a big pipe. So we have high capacity here. I'm going to get another big pipe, but I also need to get I think another switch is going to be needed here. We're going to put a water switch right here. Probably a switch and a pump, to be honest. Maybe even two pumps. Because we need to put it to... the explosives factory has one too? No. So just 5 locations. So obviously one switch is not enough to get that. So we're going to bring the water into the switch, go out into 2 pumps. That's going to give us 6 connectors, and we can connect everything up. So we're going to go in right about, I think here would be okay. And maybe it's a little too close. We can probably do it maybe right here. And then the walking path is which direction? Can't tell. Looks like it's facing to the right now. Okay. So we'll flip this. I think it's facing to the right direction. I can't tell which way that thing's going. We'll just cope with whatever it does. So the in is going to be on that side. And then we're going to go into 2 big pumping stations. That's purely for the sake of getting the connectors. We also have enough power to do it too, so I think it's fine. We'll start with one here. Could be fine. And then the other one could be over here. You don't want to get in the way of the sewage, so let's keep it a little bit out of the way of the sewage. Okay. So walking paths are going to go that way and that way. We'll do that for now so we don't get in the way of the construction there. And then these are going to be mediums out to here, and here. That means we need, I feel like we need a big pipe out this way, but I don't think we're going to use that much capacity. So I'm going to use a medium pipe into here too. The idea being that we'll probably use more than a small pipe needs, but generally probably not. Go a little bit lower, get underneath that, and then we're going to go right into there. All right. That's going to give us our industrial water hookups all along through there. And then these industrial water hookups are all small pipes. And so we need one from here goes into that side. One from here will go into that side. We'll have these hookups here will go into that side. And this one will come around. Okay, hang on. It's going to be difficult with me. Fine. I'll have you pop out like that. And then go over to this side. Very good. And then this one will be the last one, which comes all the way over. Or not. Okay, go a little bit lower. Fine. And it sticks into there. All right. Industrial water fed complete. Very good. Let's get a little bit more electricity in here just for the sake of redundancy. We're going to put another one right there. Or not. We'll put one right. Almost. Right there. A little extra redundancy on power is never going to hurt nobody. Never going to hurt nobody. Wow. I said it. Got a little bit of my Meemaw in me. All right. Let's take, yeah, right here. Fine. And then bring you dirt road to there. Okay. So I think we've pretty much set up almost everything. And the only thing left now is sewage routing. Sewage routing could be a little bit of a problem. If I remember correctly, though, I do have one in, and that is right here. And it's intended to be used for this area. And I never used it for anything else. So, yeah, that's my sewage in. Oh, another sewage tank right here. Probably need to route that forward, too. But we have all these sewage outs, right? So what we need to do next is to see about how high up these are. So looking at about 5.5 there. Where's my other ones? Here, let's just keep this open. Where are my other ones? Right here. Okay, so we're looking at about 5.5 there. About, ooh, that's getting potentially low. 5. Okay. Then over here, we're at like 5 or so. Yeah, so I think we're generally good because I flattened everything, right? That's a good sign. Over here, is it higher or lower? This is higher. Okay. So higher is a problem. We're going to need a pump into this. So I'm going to take the 5-meter pump and stick this right here. There's no way around this one. We'll do, just for the sake of it, it's a really short connector anyway, so we'll do a big boy pump, or a big boy pipe right there, because it's so small. And then we're going to want to get another switch. We're going to need 2 switches, and we need to position them accordingly to their elevation. So I think maybe what I could do here, I think it might be a good idea, is if it'll let me do it, I can try to lower the terrain over here just a little bit. That's going to give me a nice low spot for a couple of switches, which should be kind of nice. So we'll try this instead. We'll get a switch that goes right here. It's at 3.6, perfect. And then over here will be 3.04. It's pretty good too. Couple of these. Then we need to probably get 2 pumps then, don't we? 2 pumps that pump into another switch? Oh boy. That's a bit more complicated than I thought it was going to be, because there's 5 of these buildings, right? And then on top of that, in addition to the 5 buildings, there's also a sewage tank requirement for the regular people sewage. So, I mean, we actually have to have 6 connectors here for this. I'm going to put this right there, or it won't let me. Put this right there. All right. So we need 6 connectors. We need every single tap that these 2 things have. All right. And then each one of these need to be pumped into this pump and then out. So I'm going to need another pump in here. At least one more pump. And then I need to connect to another switch so that I have a singular in. Oh, that is... Okay. I think that can work. I think it just depends on where they're located. It's all about positioning here. So we're going to have to say the pump doesn't matter as much. So I could go maybe here with it. Doesn't let me because of infrastructure, of course. Okay, so one pump could be here. The other pump can be here. Then we need the sewage switch, which needs to be positioned, and this is currently higher, which is not good. I need this switch to be lower. Good luck with that. It might be better to lower... Goodness, where am I going to get lower terrain here? Okay. Let's see, 5.6. Maybe I scoot these back. I could do that. I could scoot these back into here. I would just need to pump for each one of them, which isn't what I want to do. You're at 5.3 or something. Okay, let's see if I can maybe have this work. This might work. We will take this out of here and this out of here. These 2 switches will go. We're going to remove the pump for now. We remove this pump. You know what? Let's leave this pump because it guarantees I can get it into the main system. So we'll leave that pump for now. These 2 pumps can go. All right, and so we're gonna have to do a little bit of terrain manipulation to make this happen. Right. So the sewage tank is currently located at a spot that's about 5.4. And then these are all about 5.5, you know, over here. I think this one over here was around 5-ish. So I need this spot right here where there's no pipes at all, at least not yet. Yeah, there's no pipes here. I need this spot here to drop about a foot or about a meter. Will it let me do that? Will the terrain tools allow me to drop this about a meter? I don't think so. No. I'm not allowed to drop that. So my main issue here is that I think this is too low. Let's raise it up a little bit if possible. Here we go. We're just going to take and let's level this out a little bit more. Again, I think a problem to solve, right? We got to walk you through how I'm going to solve it. So let's make this about 4 meters, right? Let's not go super low. Before, I think we went too low. So I'm going to bring this down to about, let's say 4. Yeah, this is good. Right here is fine for these 2 switches. So all of these universally should be able to feed into these 2 switches at this point. Then over here, if I can get another part that is lower, and maybe I can't, but I need 2 switches basically to flow into a single switch is what I'm looking for. So I need to have enough room here where it's lower to make that happen. And it just doesn't look like there's anywhere I can do that. Yeah, it is not happy with me right now. All right, well, we might have to use multiple pumps. Let's see if we can situate this in. I'm gonna put a switch, I think right here. This is at about 5 meters up. So if I can put one of these switches right in this spot, that should give me about a 5.06. All right, and then this one over here is going to be, need to have enough room to fit it. So 4.86 here. And then that switch goes into this one, which is at 4.4. So in theory, you flow into here just fine. You flow into here just fine. And the rest of you should be able to flow into this. So we're going to take the small pipes, bring it this way, flow into this one. We should be able to see you flow into that side. You should be able to right up against this pipe nice and cleanly to make sure that you will go. Yep, you will. Good. So we'll have this go like that, and then this will go over and hook in like that. Beautiful. That's on that side. Now for this switch, you're going to go all the way over into this side. Requires proper slope, okay? So we just need to back this off a little bit so that you are starting from here. And I need to get you into that spot right there. Yep, like that, okay? And then on this side, we can go in and put you like this. Need to get you around the oil pipes. Try it from here. Then into there. Like this. Perfect. And then you can route, this is the difficult one because it's right next to all these water pipes. And I can't go underneath the water pipes to get there because then I'm sloping down, and then if I slope down like that, it won't be the proper slope to get in there. Countering that though, I might be able to get into that one because it's a little lower. It doesn't look like I can. So let's back this off. And then what we're gonna do to make this happen is we're going to remove this and this, lay the sewage in first, like so. We're going to curve it as much as we can to give it some distance. And then we'll bring the water pipe in from there. So this will be a medium pipe into here. Perfect. So it can go underneath. And then you can go in there. We can't do that, so let's lower it. We'll come in from underneath that. So we have pressure being built. The water has pressure, but the sewage does not. Okay, so that takes care of all of our sewage problems. And then we end up with all of this sewage ending up at around 4.3 meters here. Now over here is 7 meters, but that's why we have a pump here, because that drops it by 5 meters down. So really what we have is a 2-meter decline from here to here, and that's why it works. Okay, that, ladies and gentlemen, is my sewage setup for this area. I think that's fantastic. In addition, we don't need any heat here because all of these are factory buildings. They take care of their own heat anyway. We don't need to provide it. So no additional heat load here. We just have a lot of electricity we have to worry about. And so that's something I can route maybe a little bit later here. Now, if I take a look at my power plant that's being built, we are getting the next power plant built up. And as soon as this comes online, we'll have 20 workers in here right away, and they will be doing their thing. Now, have I replaced... Are these gone? These are gone now. Okay, now we can replace these with the 18 megawatt lines, okay? Now, we need to replace it from here, I believe, right? Yes. So it comes from this point over. And we're just going to do it as just like we normally do, where we go as far out as we can before it makes the second post, and we pull it back a little bit. I'm going to get myself a little bit more room from the rail, too. I don't need to be right up next to it. Just right up like this. Like so. Almost. Yep, like that. And then we got to be careful with these, all right? The cableways. Cableways are going to be in the way. Don't do it. Oh, almost. Got it? Does work, technically. We had a very electrifying trip before. I'm considering taking the pole up above these and going like that. I think I'll do that instead. So let's pull this back, and then we'll connect you from here to there. Ooh, I can't do that right away, can I? Maybe I can get away with it like this. Can I do this with only 2 poles? Yes. Okay, good. And then from here, we just go straight this way. Yep, there we go. And then straight along the road now. The 18 megawatt lines are going to allow us to export even more power than we were before. It's going to be magnificent. There we go. And we're kind of, you know, obviously putting it in a different location. I needed to give more room anyway. It was kind of hugging the coal mines and everything, so I didn't need it to do that. Okay, a little bit further. That's weird that I can't bring that any further than that. You sure that's all I can go? That's better. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Okay, and then you should be able to get... Oh, I thought you could get there. Really? It's because of this, isn't it? This isn't needed. Get out of the way. Come on now. Get there. Ah, you still need 2. You jerk. All right, well, whatever. It needs 2 anyway. We don't really need that, do we? I mean, anything that comes to the border here, I suppose you could have gotten fuel, but since we're not providing fuel to that anymore, it doesn't matter. So we'll go ahead and just get rid of the road, get rid of this road, and ditch this. So that's another road depot we can use later. That's pretty nice. How's my hazardous waste? It's just not working. That sucks. I was really hoping for that to work, man. I was really counting on that, but they're not doing anything. Yeah, I'll make them leave and then come back later. Maybe it has to do with like an at the time thing. I don't know. Let's submit those power poles, and we want to get 4.7 tons of electrical components. So that's a fairly expensive thing to build, but we're gonna work on that. It's another high priority project. And yeah, so what do we do in this video? We set up chemicals, right? Set that up. We got almost, anyway, the rail over here. This rail is done now. We want to get the rail system set up for gravel trains to be hooked up to the distribution network, right? So we're going to bring that all the way over here. There's more than enough room for our gravel trains to do their thing. And then from here, we will just go like that and like that. Standard intersection that we've been doing for a very long time now. It's going to work out quite well, I think. And that gives us plenty of room too. So let's just delete this little snippet here if possible. Not sure why you're not letting me. Oh, I know why. It's because this is a different kind of rail. We want to have that become a high-speed rail as well. And so we should have high-speed rail throughout all of here. And then we should be able to get rid of these 2 points here. That makes this entire thing an intersection. Here we go. All of this is now an intersection for track builders to go ahead and do. I'm down. I think that's great. I can make that happen. Yep. Let's just maybe separate this so that the trains will still use it. But yeah. Okay. That's what we did today. We built our second power plant, at least very close. This building's getting to the point where it's wearing and tearing a little faster, so it might be time to decommission it and switch to this new building anyway. Fine. We could also then process more coal if we start using more of it. If I start noticing that our supply of coal here is being drained by the second power plant, possibly, at that point, we can activate this one and turn this one on. We should have more than enough people working the coal mine to handle that. I can probably bump this up to 150 just to make sure. Let's do like 125 to make sure. And then what else did we do? Oh, we set up steel all the way over here, right? We talked about steel today. We didn't set it up, but we got the construction office to where it can access this. What we didn't do is get the construction office to where it can leave because I'm still working on this road. So they have to get this road done in order for them to be able to leave the construction office. Whoops. I'm like, why aren't they doing things? Because they can't get out. Yeah, because I decided to make this all gravel. Oh, yeah. They got a lot of roads to do there, too. And I probably could have helped if they had access to gravel, which is right here. So in the next video, we will have the distribution office with trains bringing gravel over here so that these guys can access this and make all these gravel roads. We should have the track builders building this out here. In fact, they've kind of already gotten to the point where they could be told to auto search because they're not actually auto searching right now. I don't believe. Yeah, I didn't turn that back on. So we actually aren't getting any progress on this rail without that. So let's turn that back on. Get them doing those two things. And then also get them over here working on this rail. And then they won't be able to do... They could do that side. I guess once they do this side, then they'll be able to do this side. And then we need some construction to happen on this stuff over here as well. We'll use our own labor once we get a road connected like that. We can use our own labor on this as well. There we go. Okay, so lots of stuff happening. All right, it's just kind of not quite there, but we're all over the place. But multitasking is what this game's all about, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of multitasking. We're going to start getting ourselves set up with chemicals, which is going to eliminate a pretty good chunk of money that we're spending to bring stuff in. We could get the cement plant going because we have the labor to do it. We're currently sitting with 730 people without a flat and 204 people with no workplace. We could definitely change that, although the location of those people without jobs does matter. And I'm pretty sure it's in Cernakova, but let's just check. Unemployed. So 7 right there. 3, 2, 1. So basically everybody in Charleminsk has a job. That's expected. So most of the unemployed are going to be over in Cernakova, which was expected because they're basically just waiting for buses and we're not getting them there. So we could maybe get some of these guys to head up there anyway. I mean, I'm digging the idea of having prisoners working here, but we probably need some more prison buses. We're doing 13 prisoners at a time. I think we can have a few more prison buses too. So I'll look at that stuff. I'll set some more stuff up, maybe play with the different ratios of vehicles going to certain places and stuff. And when we come back for the next one, we should have these power poles done and we can start swapping the other ones. At that point, we'll probably have the power plant done. And at that point, we will then be able to swap the electricity lines coming from them. I think actually, if I'm not mistaken, there's actually no line hooked up here, actually. So that's a potential issue. We're going to have to work on that, too. So I have to get the power lines worked up out here. Maybe doing something like this, and then getting the crossover here and hook up into this. Yeah, to actually serve that electricity out, right? So there's that potential issue. I kind of want it to be coming from this side. Like that. Yep. So we got to do that to to get it actually to be in here to serve it that way. And then I have to replace all of these with 18 megawatt in order to actually serve more power out that way. So it doesn't matter until I get that. So there's lots of construction to do to enhance everything. All right, come on back for the next one. Maybe we'll have some of this done. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll even pave this road. Take care. We'll see you. Bye-bye.